and it is hot outside here in the Florida Keys, but welcome to my channel, Own Your Greatness. I just got done doing a Zoom recording with my amazing niece, Sienna Krieg. I have two incredible nieces and one I podcast with. And so I thought I'd come down here to the beach and use my husband's camera to do my video widescreen. Let's see. I'm always experimenting. I'm a 3-5 in human design. If you know anything about human design, I love human design. I can use it in my mentorship programs and 101s if that appeals to you. If not, no worries. But it's really fascinating. I actually have a page on my website, melindavanfleet.com, that talks about human design. But today, we are going to talk about mundane activities. Yes, mundane activities. Until I really started working on my program, which is Beyond Basic, a few years ago, I didn't understand even what mundane meant. No clue. And mundane means just simple tasks, let's say, simple things that we all do that sometimes may be annoying, but they're all things that we have to do, like wash the dishes, walk the dog, take the garbage out, make the bed, different things like that. Those are just mundane activities. And they are magical. And this is what I have come to learn. They are magical. And I had this incredible experience this morning with a mundane activity that's so like, what? That has completely opened up so much insight into my life, into my business, into my relationship with my mother. So many cool insights, clearing awareness and guidance as to what some next steps should be for me and how I should show up and help other people. And that's what's important, right? That's why we're all here on this journey in this lifetime, is to help each other. Let's be real. That is why we're here. So I thought the other day when I was counting something that I have to do, that's a mundane activity, counting, it made me realize that the show Foundation on Apple, in I think season 3, that's the season we're on, just started a couple weeks ago. And I've mentioned this show several times, and I'm a big sci-fi person, and I'm writing a sci-fi book series. And what I clicked and connected some breadcrumbs about is that Gail, the main character, in season 1 primarily, did a lot of counting. She was always counting. And when I watched it, just as a normal human, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, she's always counting, whatever, right? We say those things as normal humans before we have consciousness, before our consciousness expands in terms of what I'm saying here, before expansion. We're always conscious, but we're not really aware. So before our consciousness really expands and we understand things, I didn't think much about what she was doing. But now I see the magic in the counting, because it's a mundane activity that actually frees up your mind, your intuition, clears clutter. It's just magical. And her counting then led her to connect with Sheldon. And if you follow the story, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it led to something else, right? It strengthened her own intuitive powers, her own spiritual gifts. So she then meets Sheldon, and that's a huge part of the storyline. And now she's going to save, the galaxies, right? So think about, what do you do that's a mundane activity that you've just kind of been not paying any attention to, that you haven't been conscious of? And maybe even you shun it and you're like, ugh, gosh, I hate walking the dogs. Wah, wah. Gotta walk the dog again. Gotta do the dishes again. Gotta make the bed again. Gotta do laundry again. But these mundane activities can be very magical if you let guidance come in either during or after. And that's exactly what happened to me this morning. I was making eggs after my walk. I had this incredible walk with all this insight and all these contemplations. And I came back and I was making eggs, and I happened to get one of the white little pieces of shells, when you little like pieces of shells that could come into the eggs, right? And I'm really good at cracking eggs, so it's actually kind of random that this little piece, and I couldn't get it out. So I was like trying to get it out, trying to get it out, trying to get it out, trying to get it out. And as I'm trying to get it out, instead of being frustrated, super important, people, listen to this. Instead of being frustrated, I recognized with my consciousness that it was a mundane activity. Oh, this is just a mundane activity. So I didn't let frustration cause resistance. Super important. Super important. I did not let frustration cause resistance. I recognized that it was a mundane activity. I then ended up just being like, whatever. I surrendered the whole thing, put the eggs in the pan, scrambled the eggs, and as I was scrambling the eggs, all this like incredible insight came to me, and I was like, oh, another Cairo chamber moment. Oh my God. What the heck? Incredible. Incredible insights. Again, about my business, about my relationship with my mom, about like so many things just dot, 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 and all these like things just clicked. And I was like, wow, so next level. So next level. Then I realized in the bowl, and I took a picture, posted it somewhere online. Maybe I'll do a post on YouTube and then tie to this video. There was the little shell. So little shell never even made it into the pan. It was just an activity. It was just a mundane activity. So the little shell just stayed in the bowl. I didn't even have to like say to my husband, hey, when you eat the eggs, like you might have a crunch. I didn't even have to do that because it just stayed in the bowl. Then I sat with my husband, had our eggs, told him about all these downloads and insights that I just got, and had this incredible deja vu where I was like, hold on, major deja vu happening, that this exact conversation has happened for me. That is consciousness. That is trusting my intuition. That's listening. That is consciousness. And you can do this too. You can do this too. We all have these magical abilities. Magical abilities. But there's often things in your way when you're trying to go from here to here, and that's what mentorship can do. Mentorship with me can help you get from here to here. Someone to speak to confidentially, someone to work through things, someone to build a plan for whatever your goals are in your life, whether it's relationship, health, abundance, your business, whatever it is. I've experienced in all those things. And that is what this is. So I feel complete on my video. I hope it turned out. We'll see. But thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This is our little homeowners beach here in the Florida Keys. And yeah, we're very blessed and lucky. So I hope you feel the same way too. I'm sharing my abundance with you. All right, bye for now. Thanks for watching.